There's a kind of power that makes no noise, a kind of certainty that doesn't scream. It just is, steady, still, unmoved. This is the knowing of Earth. She doesn't ask, am I enough? She does not question the rain or the waiting or the time it takes to bloom, manifest her desires. She knows what lives within her soil. She knows the seeds that she carries, and she trusts the process because she is the process. When you truly know, you stop looking for evidence. You stop begging for signs. You stop feeling the need to explain your dreams to people who lack the clarity and depth that you have. You become rooted in your own becoming. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. That's not about blind faith. It's about knowing. The kind of knowing that says, even if you can't see the garden yet, I know the roots are already drinking. Knowing is the highest frequency. It is beyond want. It's beyond hope. It's a calm, warm certainty that says, it is done. It is mine. I am ready. I may not know how. I may not know when, but I know that it's mine. Neville Goddard once said, a change of feeling is a change of destiny. When you change from wishing to knowing, the world reshapes to match it. Can you be still in your knowing? Can you stop disturbing the soil to see if it's growing? Can you stop needing proof and instead become the proof? The earth does not rush her miracles. She does not fear the dark. She does not doubt the seeds. She simply becomes. And this is the philosophy of Earth. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Before anything flourishes, it must be planted. Before the flower blooms, the seed vanishes into darkness, hidden, forgotten, seemingly still. But beneath the soil, it is gathering strength. It's building roots. It's aligning with gravity before it ever reaches the sun. We live in a world obsessed with speed. Manifestation itself is often mistaken for instant gratification. But Earth reminds us that depth always comes before height. If your dreams don't seem to be sprouting yet, maybe it's not because they're failing. Maybe it's because they're rooting. The deeper the root, the taller the tree, the richer the soil, the stronger the bloom. These are things we have been taught since childhood. And the more you ground yourself in truth, in presence, in patience, in certainty, in knowing, the more effortlessly your dreams can rise. Because manifestation that lasts must be rooted in something real, not a passing fantasy, a passing mood or fancy, but in a grounded self, in a version of you that isn't afraid to wait because you've seen the end. And you know that it's already yours to nourish, to become. The universe doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you're ready to hold. So before you ask for the mountain, learn to stand firm on your hill. Before you ask for the castles, learn to build the ground beneath your feet. This is the power of Earth. It's quiet, it's deliberate, already whole, certain. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Wildflowers don't compare their timing. Some bloom in spring and others bloom in autumn. Some break through quickly, others sleep beneath the soil for years, waiting for the exact right moment. A shift in the sun, a kiss of rain. So why do we compare ourselves? Why do we look at others' success, love, and glow up and think to ourselves, something's wrong, I should be there too, my manifestations aren't working, I'm giving up, something's wrong with me. Comparison is a distortion of growth. It tricks you into believing there's a schedule when Earth knows only cycles. In nature, nothing can bloom all year long. Even the most radiant gardens retreat. The soil needs rest. The roots need darkness. And so do you. If you're in a quiet season, a season of unseen becoming, don't panic. Your time will come. When your time comes, it will be yours, not rushed. Not copied, not borrowed from someone else's timeline, but earned through stillness and alignment. The earth teaches us that you are not late. You are germinating. You're a flower and you're germinating. And comparing yourself to someone else's bloom only distracts you from nourishing your own. So water what's yours and let the rest go. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. We often talk about manifestation as if it's magic, but Earth knows it's not magic, it's biology. It's rhythm, it's trust, it's cause and effect. A farmer does not plant a seed and then dig up the soil in an hour demanding results, demanding evidence. The farmer knows. She waters the seed. She waits. She trusts that what she planted will grow, and it always does. Patience is not passive. Patience is active faith. In the earth's language, patience is proof of belief. It's proof of knowledge, of knowing, of certainty. Because when you know something is coming, you do not obsess. You don't chase. You simply prepare. You become ready to receive. Think of the earth herself. She holds everything, death and rebirth, storms and seeds, and she never doubts what she carries, even when it's invisible. She knows. That is your task when manifesting, to become like soil. Soil, rich, silent, certain. To stop tugging at your roots and instead trust the timing. To water your vision even when nothing is sprouting, because you already know what's growing underneath. Breathe. Be still. Be certain and let the ground do its work. Nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. Earth doesn't explain herself. She doesn't ask permission to take up space. She simply is. She is grounded. She is unmoving. She is complete. We often think of boundaries as walls, but Earth shows us boundaries are simply contours, the shape of what you are willing to hold and what you are no longer available for. A mountain is sacred because it doesn't move for anyone. The canyon is sacred because it refused to fill. The cliff edge is sacred because it says this far, no further. If you're constantly shifting for people, crumbling to please, cracking under pressure, you are not grounded. You're wobbly. Manifestation requires structure. Manifestation requires that you know who you are and what you will no longer bend for, because if you don't define your edges, the world will erode them for you. There's a stone monastery in the Himalayas built atop a cliff. It's unmoved by centuries of wind and quake. And when asked why it was still standing, an anonymous monk said, "Because we built it with the mountain, not against it." And that is your task, to build your beliefs with your mountain, with your nature, with your truth, with your dreams, with your desires, with your values, with your assumptions, with what you choose to believe, and not against them. The world will tell you to be realistic, to lower your expectations, to get smaller. But the earth teaches us a different kind of realism. It's the realism of endurance, of persistence, the realism of holding firm in your becoming, holding firm in your assumptions, even when no one else sees it yet. You don't owe the world your flexibility. You owe yourself your form. Stand tall in your knowing. Root deep into your self-concept and refuse to shrink to survive. You are the ground your manifestations must rise from. Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world play its part relative to its fulfillment. This quote from me reinforces the idea that the world, like water around stone, bends to your belief and not the other way around. You hold the shape, reality responds. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Everywhere you look, Earth is generous. She gives in silence. She multiplies without receiving any praise. A single apple has enough seeds to grow a whole orchard. A field of wheat can rise from one forgotten stalk. A forest can grow from one bird dropping a berry in the dark. There is no striving in this abundance. There is only readiness and return. But we've been taught to believe in lack. We've been programmed to believe there's not enough to go around, that if someone else gets love or success or beauty, that there's less left for us. But the earth will always say, that is simply not true. That's what the earth will say. There is no limit to growth. There is no cap on blessings. There is only the belief that says you are unworthy of them. Imagine for a second that you stopped chasing proof of your worth, proof of your manifestations. What if you stopped thinking you had to earn rest or joy or your own softness, your own firmness in what it is that you believe in? What if you stopped clenching your desires so tightly and you just let them grow? The earth has never asked a flower to prove it's good enough to bloom. She simply makes space and then she watches it rise. So if you're manifesting something big, just start by remembering what you already have. The breath in your body, the sun on your face, those tiny moments of applause, of love that you didn't ask for, but they came anyway. The progress, the beautiful progress you have already made. You were not planted into scarcity. You were not dropped into lack. You were rooted and you have bloomed from a ground of plenty. Let yourself receive the fruit. Let yourself believe there's more where that came from, because there is and there always was. Luke chapter 6 verse 38, a very gorgeous scripture if you ask me. Give and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over will be poured into your lap. I remember being a little girl in church and hearing the pastor preach about this scripture. Even as a child, there was just something about the words that really stuck with me. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, and bless all the work of your hands. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 12. This is the divine law of the earth, of the universe. What you believe, you receive. What you bless, it multiplies. What you feel grateful for, it grows. Gratitude bestows reverence, changing forever how we experience life and the world. Gratitude and love are not reactions, they are states of being. They are not what you feel after the blessing arrives, they are exactly what calls it in. To feel gratitude before it arrives is to say, I trust it's already mine anyway. To embody love before it's returned is to declare, I am already worthy of this anyway. If it's not from you, it'll be from someone else anyway. And furthermore, I am already loved anyway. This is the true meaning of living in the end. It's not waiting. It's not hoping. It's not even asking. It's not chasing. It's not about demanding results before you can truly assume and believe what it is that you say you want. It's about becoming. It's about knowing. It's about standing still in your knowingness, in your assumptions, and believing that it's already done because you've planted the seed. See how it's very, very, very rational here? See how it's just logic? Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live in the end. I wanted to give you that quote. What does it feel like to be in the end? The end, it feels like peace. It feels like joy. It feels like knowing. It feels like gratitude for what you can't see yet, because you know it's done. And when you pray, you believe that you have received it and it will be yours. This is not delusion. This is certainly not magic. This is alignment. Gratitude grounds you in the reality you've chosen, the reality you now prefer. Love simply opens the space for it to land. They are not just emotions. They are portals. So become what you seek. But you have to feel it first. And you water it with reverence. And you watch the earth bloom to match it. This is manifestation. To truly live in the end. To walk like it's already yours. To give thanks for the unseen, the invisible, the not yet arrived. That is abundance. That is earth. That is creation made real. Gratitude and love is not powerless. It's activation. The earth is full of answers. She never begs for the question. The earth never begs. She never proves. She never performs. She never chases. And yet, everything returns to her. The rain falls back to the soil. The roots reach for her. Seeds surrender to her dark, quiet belly, and life bursts from her in return. Even you will return to the earth. This is the sacred final step in manifestation. Becoming the version of you that can receive what you asked for, not by running toward it, but by holding space for it. The earth teaches us that the true power is not in the pursuit. The true power is in readiness. If you don't have to convince the sun to rise and instead you just have to open the window, then you don't have to chase the thing you want. You just have to become the version of you who already has it. Because when the earth is fertile, the seeds arrive. And when the self is aligned, the manifestations land, not by accident, not by force, but by law. In ancient Egypt, the goddess Isis was not known for chasing power. She was known for embodying power. Her throne was the earth itself, fertile, patient, magnetic. She didn't beg the gods for miracles. She simply stood in her truth, and the universe shaped itself around her. So that is your task, to stop running, to stop chasing, to stop needing, to become the space where the thing you want, it just simply belongs there. The earth never asks questions like, where is it? Where can I find it? How can I make it come to me faster? No. No, she simply states, I am ready. And life itself responds to her. Life itself answers her. So how do you become like the earth? How do you receive without chasing? You start small. You start personal. If you want love, then you stop searching for someone to complete you and you become the person you'd want to be in love with. You become the person you would be once you're in love. You become the person who is in love with in return. You set the table for two. You speak kindly to yourself. You water your life until it blooms, and then you watch who shows up to admire the garden. If you want more money, you stop declaring lack. You stop looking at your bank account like it's a verdict, like it's the truth. Instead, you organize your finances like someone who respects money, someone who deserves money, somebody who earns money. You tidy your wallet, you learn your worth, and you carry yourself like someone who expects abundance to flow because you know it already does. If you want a glow up, you stop fixating on the timeline. You stop chasing a version of yourself that feels miles and miles away. Instead, you start treating your current self as sacred. You dress your current self as though you're sacred. You speak to your body with reverence, with love. You dress like you're already her. You move like you've already arrived because your roots are already growing under the surface and you know it. You don't have to beg the universe to deliver. You just have to show up as someone who is ready to receive. And when you do, when you are ready, the thing you've been looking for will come looking for you. And this is the beautiful philosophy of our sacred and very special earth. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So, how did you like today's video and what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. P.S. I think I was a little more like fire here, especially at the end. Toodles.